He's totally. Is that your theme song? That's the theme song now.
It is now.
He's be fucking playing the spoons next.
80s TV series or something. Buddy
playing the spoons next.
80s buddy cop drama or something.
Yeah.
Come on, Facebook, give me the freaking notification. Oh well, I'll assume it's running. Wah, wah, wah. All right, here we go.
It looks live on our end. Yeah.
Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined by two very special guests. Oh, hello. The Cutler family. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? This definitely sounds like the right book for you. Let me post that. Oops. Hello. Helpful if I got to the right tab. We are joined today by Mike Marshall, the writer of Issues Volume 1, as well as Snoots, the artist of the book. And this is Issues Volume 1. Let's get this bit. Oh, that's right. All right. Yeah, sometimes it's a matter of hitting the right button. Right on. They subbed.
Nice. Dig it.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
So you got this book. This is your very first campaign, right?
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, this is our first one. This is our volume 1 of our flagship comic.
Nice. And you guys are already fully funded so far, based on your flexible goal of 1,000.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, we're funded, and everything that goes into it essentially is going to support us finishing this book and then starting on the next volume immediately. There's 3 main volumes to the main story itself, and we want to just crank them out.
Fantastic.
We've been at it for a while.
Yeah.
We're dying to get this out there.
Oh, I bet. The anticipation must be killing you.
Yeah.
You are at 2971, almost 3,000. That's pretty impressive for a first
Almost,
campaign.
man. We are one backer away from. That's a new stretch goal too. It's another stretch goal at 3,000.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
49 backers and 13 days left of funding.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the remind me again? Is this the first 30 days of funding, or the
No? This is the second one. Yeah.
All right.
Because we started it early, remember? So it's like so we can get
fan interaction.
Yeah, get fan interaction and actually get people on the buying the cameo tiers. So we have time essentially to get pictures from them, and all that, and get in contact with them and actually be able to write out scenes for them and everything and put them in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, most definitely. Anytime you can take the time and afford to put the time into allowing backers to become a part of the story is pretty exciting, and it really pumps people up.
Oh yeah, that's kind of the point of it. We're dorks at heart essentially, and this is a labor of love for us. This is a love project that we've been working on for as there 7 years, and our big thing is that we really want to be able to give that back to fellow fans as well and put those fans in there if they can. So we're trying to have as much interaction and as much cameos as we can, just kind of get everyone in this world.
Nice. Let's go ahead and play the intro video here.
Okay.
Rhino and the Ferret.
Yeah.
Warden's Comics.
Hello? Yep, it's good. Flick. All right, it's working. We're doing a trailer for a comic? How's that work? All right, whatever. In a world marred by personal politics, where heroes have been reduced to a novelty, one team of superpowered misfits will set out to right the wrongs of their pasts, and once again remind the world what it truly means to be a hero. A young special agent assigned to investigate a god searching for the truth of her father's death. What the hell is going on here? The most powerful being ever known, hoping to regain the trust of the country he loves, accused of murder, his friends trying to maintain a sense of justice under the eye of an easily manipulated public, Cavalier twins trying to honor the legacy of their fallen parents, ... and a monkey. The hell is this garbage? Issues. Volume 1. Only on Indiegogo. Nailed it.
That's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, we like it. We thought it was funny.
Yeah, the energy and excitement just exudes from his voice.
Yeah, it's funny because he sounds so like not enthusiastic, like it's beneath him to have to do a voiceover, and it's exactly what we were going for. Like we were thinking like a drunken BoJack Horseman kind of a thing, and so when he came in to do that, we actually got him drunk. So he was here for like 7 hours, and we had him like he was drinking with me, so it was a lot, and yeah, I had to go through and edit it afterward. No, she edited it afterward.
Yep.
And we were there for like another 2 hours editing it down because there were so many lines that were all messed up. We actually kind of liked the fact that he couldn't pronounce Cavalier, so we left that in there.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That was a nice added touch there.
We thought so.
Tell us a little bit about the background, how it took 7 years to get to this point.
Me?
Good. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
all right.
You can start.
So, 7 years ago, I was trying to come up with an idea for a webcomic. And it was like the question was being thrown around at the time, like who watches Watchmen? But that got me thinking about like, well, who's there for superheroes at the end of the day? Like a lot of the superheroes are like they're trying to keep their secret identity or something like that, or they're trying to balance life and superheroing and stuff like that. And who deals with their shit? So I was like, okay, no one. So what if I made up like a superhero hotline? But that wouldn't work because all these superheroes I'm thinking of, they're all copywritten and are like trademarked or whatever. So like that just can't work. So I ran it by Mike, like, hey, help me fix this idea. And he's like, well, it's shit.
Yeah.
But I'll get back to you. And then a month later, I forget that I told him. And he calls me back. And he's like, all right, so here's what's up. And he just tells me the first arc of issues. I was like, this is brilliant. He's like, and it gets better. I'm like, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, we had 5 arcs actually in the first place. Whenever we first went through everything, we had 5 arcs. We were able to condense that down into 3 volumes. But yeah, in the first place, she just wanted to do this like webcomic, and then it was just not a good idea. And she was like, yeah, I'm trying to get this thing, like how do I give this thing legs? And I was like, you don't, you fucking shoot it right in the face. And,
Mercy kill it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it went from that to Mike, myself, and his friends, like became my friends, our friends. We're all bullshitting about like what works with superheroes, what doesn't, and we'd break down characters like Superman. What do we like about him? What do we not like about him? Batman. Why is he an awful person but an amazing hero? And
why is he a shitty person?
Yeah. So or we'd look at like Superman. He's a fantastic character when he's written well, but so many of the popular stories they'll just like he just saved the day just because like let's look at why these characters are good
Mhm.
and why certain aspects doesn't work or what they look like in a real situation. And we started to deconstruct these characters. And Mike, at that point, it was already like, what, 2013 or something? And he started smelling, as he says, blood in the water with
the comic industry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of like things started to turn. There was a lot of social justice being inserted, a lot of self-inserts that didn't work out very well, and a lot of pros started leaving. And it got to the point with issues where we had all of this lore plotted out, and we started to break it back down to what do we need? Like, there's so much filler here, like, I guess you could say an OVA episode or something like that. Like, there's so much filler in this shit. What do we absolutely need for a comic? What do people actually want to hear? And people started saying, all these comics are deconstructed. Can we please have something that's not deconstruction? Like, everyone keeps on breaking down these heroes and not building them back up. So,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
issues where we really were like, you know what? We have these amazing heroes. We have all this backstory of them getting broken down. We have another side of the story where they get built back up. And everyone is crying for independent comics to come back and rebuild comics. So we're like, you know what? That's what we're going to do. So we took our heroes that we created and we're like, let's show them, let's introduce them at their lowest point and let's just build them from here. So Issues isn't a deconstruction. It's
a reconstruction.
Yeah, it's a reconstruction, but I was it's a retelling of stories and heroes that you've grown to love, and it's retelling it as we feel they should be told.
Yeah.
So we really took a lot of these archetypes and stuff, like Speedster, the hardware hero, the younger
Superman
generation,
as well,
the Superman, the agent who can barely handle it with the heroes, that kind of thing, or just like the busy work person or whatever the hell you want to call
the
it.
underdog special agent kind of thing.
The reluctant hero who doesn't want to be there, like the sidekick, the animal sidekick, like forced to work as a team, and the monkey.
Yeah, we got the monkey.
They're all forced to work as a team, and they're all forced to be better people. It's not like, oh, we're just going to sit here and talk shit all day. Yeah, there's absolutely shit talking, but it's just like they have to grow as people. They have to be better. So Issues is a funny and dramatic story of heroes, of people being people, heroes being heroes, and what that looks like.
Yeah, we didn't want to do
Hail!
we didn't want to do a
Yeah, coming, Mark.
yeah, hail. What's up, brother? Welcome to the chat. We didn't want to do a like an origin story or anything of that nature. So we got this idea with how everyone does an origin story and everyone does hail spam. Everyone does a deconstruction of a hero, and we wanted to essentially have these heroes. That's actually why we made them all like older. They're all kind of like vets essentially. They've been they were the big like golden age heroes back in the day in this world, and they had been deconstructed already. So when we get them, it's them picking themselves back up and becoming those heroes again. So we didn't want to be like have things be a direct ripoff of any specific hero. So that's why we use just archetypes. Like we have a Superman-esque character that very much at the surface will look just like Superman. Like if Superman fucked Captain America essentially, but it's not actually. Once you legitimately like start hearing about who he is and how he is, he's very much not Superman. So as it goes, he becomes this fully fledged version of that type of hero. Same thing like with the our speedster that we have. As you can see in a lot of the art and whatnot, our speedster got fat. So over the years, our speedster gained a bunch of weight, and that is something that is addressed, and it's something that kind of like back in his heyday, he was the best of the best speedster. But then with the cultural change and like, you know, politics and things of that nature, people stopped looking so much at him because he started gaining a little weight and getting a little older. So now he's at a point where he is still one of the strongest, and now he's going to prove that, essentially prove it once again to himself, and then prove it to everyone else now, because now the world that we've put them in is in need of real heroes, not just the modern day heroes that we get now, like the modern day weird ass SJW heroes that are just, they're super overpowered for the sake of being super overpowered.
LOL, so random.
Exactly.
Amazing.
All that whole like, oh my god, let's go kick somebody in the face at the mall and then go eat a bunch of fries.
Oh
like,
my god.
yeah. So there are heroes like that in this world because it's set in modern time. But because of that, we need real heroes. So these are the real heroes coming back up and actually, yeah. See, there's our speedster there. Yeah.
Just all epic and shit. There's, you know, lightning coming off just because he moves that fast. It, you know, what is it, the concussion?
It's the way his power works, essentially it's based on his adrenaline.
Yeah.
And his muscles themselves are so dense and put out so much power when he moves that it makes those arcs and whatnot.
And yeah,
and
he's got
that
big
is
old
something
gut.
that is something that is used in like the Flash and pretty much every other fucking speedster ever. But I wanted to be like, you know what? If we use that, I want to be able to explain it.
Yeah.
Like, at least to ourselves. Like, that's probably not even going to be in the book, you know, so I'm not over-explaining everything.
But yeah, 7 years in the making, we thought of shit like that.
Yeah.
Where just
so I'm like, are we going to have the
little
lightning
thing.
arc? I really would like to, because I think it looks cool. But if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
I mean,
You know?
it certainly does look cool. And I'm cracking up that it's like the fast forward.
Yeah, right?
I think Chris thought that up.
Yeah, the buddy of mine that his look is actually modeled after. We modeled after him because he was one of the ones that actually helped us brainstorm everything at the very beginning. And he's such a good dude, and I really wanted to pay tribute to him.
Yeah.
And his favorite hero is the Flash. So I'm like, I'm going to make you the fucking Flash. And he's like a bigger dude. And I'm like, I'll figure it out. But we'll fucking work it in there. But he was like, wouldn't it be cool if he had like the fast forward thing? Because like when he's not superheroing, he's eating a bunch and watching a bunch of fucking Netflix. So wouldn't it be cool if we did that? And it's like, yeah, man, we'll do that. And so we put him in. Oh, sorry. Let's see. It says volume 1. How many are you planning? We're planning 3 main volumes for the main story. There are a couple other surprises going to be thrown in later on, but they're not something that you absolutely have to get to have the main story. But they all take place in that world, essentially. But for issues itself, beginning, middle, and end, there are 3 volumes happening.
Going back a little bit,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really technically being devil's advocate, but so Snoots touched briefly on early story ideas about excuse me, about there being a superhero hotline. How does that have anything to do with concerns over copyrights if you're creating your own characters?
Well, the original idea was I was going to have a superhero hotline, but like spoof or try to spoof like what if Deadpool calls in, or what if Spider-Man calls in, or what if, you know, Batman calls in. And I couldn't think of a way to do that wouldn't get me in trouble.
All right. So you get the dialogue, and people will be able to easily pick up because they have a sense of how,
Right.
you know, that Peter Parker's, you know, young, and he's going to be talking about high school maybe.
Yeah.
And
Or,
pop culture.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
And Batman calls in and it's like, my parents died in an alleyway, and just like, that's Batman.
Yeah, and he has to cry it out over the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I see. All right, I got it now. Is each volume self-contained?
All right, so yes and no. So each volume actually does have its own main arc. So there is a beginning, middle, and end in that volume. That was a big challenge for me to be able to do. But when we laid out the framework in the very first place, we knew exactly where we wanted everything to go. And then when we split it down, we go, okay, this is in this part of the timeline that we wrote out, this is a good stopping point where it kind of closes out that chapter essentially. So we made that volume 1, and we did it again for volume 2. So there is a complete story that does play out in each volume, but it very much sets up everything happening. We've cut out so much fat in this that it there's no wasted movements, as we like to say.
The way I would answer that question is it's set up in a manner like Lord of the Rings, where it's just like you have Fellowship and it's a good movie. What is it? Towers, that's a good movie.
2 Towers,
Return of the King, that's a good movie. But like you can't really watch them like just start at the end or start in the middle. You kind of gotta follow all the way through. And that's how our books are lined out, to where it's just like each book, like he said, does have its own arc, but it's a whole story.
There are self-contained stories within with the 3 volumes, but the entire point of it is played out over all 3.
If that answers your question.
It really doesn't, actually, because it was a yes or no question, and we literally said yes and no. So
blue or red? Yes.
Yes.
So similar to Lord of the Rings, your volume 3, it might be a little hard to grasp the story or the full arc if you read 3 first, then you read 1, and then you go read 2.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be a little difficult, but I'm trying to make it to where there's enough time in between each one of them to where when it does pick up, you go, okay, here's this character, it kind of introduces that character, like where they are in their life at that point in time. Especially between 2 and 3. 1 and 2, because of the way we're wanting the story to go and how we're ending the first one, it kind of goes almost like directly into the second one, essentially.
I would say it's almost like 6 months at most between the 2.
Yeah.
And then between 2 and 3, vast amount of time. No spoilers.
All the spoilers.
No spoilers.
All the spoilers.
I freaking love that line. I can't bleed, but if I could, it would be blue.
It's
what
red,
was it?
or white or blue, because they're white and blue. Yeah, definitely one of those 3.
Trying to make it a nod to a flag, and he's failing. He's so campy.
That's actually another thing as well. Of so we were on I can't remember whose show it was where we got asked. Now our old promo art that we had up for this, under him it was like just the Patriot, and then it says definitely not Superman. And I don't know why people were taking that seriously, because it's very obviously a joke. Like, that's his description. But they're like, how would you say he's not Superman? I'm like, well, fuck, man. That's a lot of spoilers there. But it's one of the ways that he's not Superman. Superman is extremely intelligent. He thinks incredibly fast, right? Patriot is not dumb, but he's supposed to be like the everyman, right? He is a very hardworking blue-collar-esque superhero who's been at it since the 40s, right? So he has a little bit more of that, like when they first brought in the movies, like when they first brought back Captain America, and he was just kind of like the everyman, all-American dude, and he was just kind of he's just a super goober. Like, that's more of what he is. He's supposed to be more like this wholesome, old school, like the World War II era all-American, so he makes these dumbass little jokes and whatnot, and everyone's like, whoa,
the incarnation of
calm
the dad
that down. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he'll make a bunch of dad jokes and everything. He's like everyone's kind of like an Al Bundy kind of a thing, except for he didn't waste away his life selling shoes, getting married to a giant cunt. He's a really good dude. He's a really good guy, but I didn't want to make him, the absolute super intelligent Boy Scout that, like, to me, that isn't, like, that's Superman, right? And that's awesome that we have that Superman. But every time someone has ever done a Superman archetype past that wasn't Superman, it always ended up kind of being that same dude. They're always like the smartest thing ever because they're their mind works so fast and so on and so forth. With him, we address like where he comes from, kind of like how he got there, who he was raised by, because that's a big part of what made Superman as well.
Yeah.
Is he is this kind of like a Messiah archetype almost. He was raised in the Bible Belt. He was raised by, you know, just really good moral people. So he has these all-American morals to him as Superman. Patriot, when you get into it, he wasn't raised that way. I'm not saying that he's not moral. It's just there's different morals, which essentially leads to why he makes certain decisions and why he acts a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? And because of that, because he doesn't try to outthink how he was raised. He doesn't try to outthink like for the greater good or whatever in that regard of that he's a god type of hero. Where Superman, a lot of times, one of his biggest strengths is the fact that he knows he's essentially a god, and he has to hold that in and control that. Where Patriot thinks of himself as one of us. He doesn't think of himself as that he could possibly be a god. He's very, very, very grounded, and again, just kind of more of a wholesome, you know, like big brother type of figure. So he doesn't think in the same regard. So his actions aren't the same as what Superman would be, even though he is extremely powerful. So that's one of the things that gets addressed in the book as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's very much set aside. Yeah.
Cool.
And Haste, we already talked about.
I love that one though. I love that
you.
picture. That's so cool. Yeah, when we first designed him in the first place, when he was younger, when he first gets his powers and whatnot, he is a Haste. Haste. He just I said that right?
No.
Didn't I?
What's up?
Anyway, he just got out of high school, and he was a football star. So he's a really big dude, right? Really big, just kind of corn-fed. He was from Wisconsin. Where the fuck was he from?
I think Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think it was Wisconsin. Anyway, and he had this scholarship and all that, and then he ends up getting these superpowers. And again, he is this classic type of hero where it was like back in the day, everyone was just, you know, everyone was drawn and portrayed as being really positive, like when they're a hero, and then they're just kind of weaselly, snaky little bullshit when they're a villain. He's that era of hero for us. So he actually does have a nemesis in this that's a snaky little shit. And they do that like corny banter with each other and whatnot. And that was actually Chris's idea too, because he's like, I like the old Flash when he would talk a bunch of shit and they would get in these little banter matches. But anyway.
And whenever you get to the pages, it goes through some of that dialogue, and it's
actually no, we didn't put that in there. We didn't put in their dialogue yet. We only have the actual reveal of Haste.
Yeah, and that's some of the dialogue that Chris himself wrote, and even on this poster, I'm pretty sure Chris said that too. Where it's just like most of the dialogue that's just super
there's
campy.
no speed limit for justice.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that's a real line from in the book. That's just kind of his thing. But point being, he ended up losing his scholarship, so he was like, you know, because you can't be a speedster on a professional football team. So then he was like, well, you know what? I'm not going to be kept down, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to fight crime. I'm still going to kind of serve mankind. So that's when he became Haste. And so he's been doing it since he was fresh out of high school. So he's been at it for a long time because Haste is like 40 now, you know?
Now, did you say that the design and the character of Haste is based on a friend of yours?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Is any of the storyline mirroring his interests or hobbies or life in any way?
Yes. Okay. So kind of. So when he was in high school, he was he played football and he was a power lifter. He did track and field and all that. So he was just a super athletic, big. He's a big dude. Like not that he had gotten fat. He's a bigger guy. Like he just is. You know, he's not too tall. He's just a big dude. Like, you know. And I actually, I used to be a self-defense instructor, and I had him come over and get on the bag with me for a minute. And he hits like a fucking Buick. I have this like full-size, big-ass heavy bag, and he was swinging that shit like it was a speed bag. It was crazy. So he's that powerful dude. So that's why we gave with Haste that even though he's kind of like, he seems to be past his prime, he's still extremely muscular, you know?
Because that's how he is.
Yeah. But then, and like his, you know, his facial features with his beard and everything, that's totally our buddy Chris. Also, for his origin, I'm not going to give too many things away on his origin, but the main part of his origin that Chris wanted, he was like, you know what? Let's make it super stupid too. Let's have him get his powers from a radioactive Twinkie, right? From literally a radioactive Twinkie, and that was a joke that he had made. And I was just in this mood where I'm like, you know what? Challenge accepted. That's fucking. I'll try to figure it out.
It's a radioactive snack cake.
Yeah, it's a radioactive snack cake.
Yep.
That's as far as I can go with it because it's totally spoilers how it works. And I actually wrote it in as like a big pivotal part too.
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I love that character, man. I love Haste. He's my buddy.
Standard.
Yep.
First one's free. Anything else is gonna cost you.
Yep.
Yeah, he has no powers. He is our hardware hero. So he's like a like Nightwing and Rorschach essentially. So he is definitely the one that needs to learn how to kind of rein it in a bit. He's a very raw, like not quite to the point of being the Punisher, which is when Frank Castle is written correctly, the Punisher is just a complete psychopath. Like he's totally psycho. This guy isn't. He just has no tolerance for bullshit, and that comes into play from his origin. And then you kind of got to see him like, how far is he going to take that? You know, how far is that going to go with him?
Very much married to the job, much like Rorschach, but like Nightwing, just talks a massive amount of shit.
Yeah.
Mm,
He's our shit talker, and he's the one who he has a rivalry with the monkey. So the monkey sidekick, him and the monkey sidekick, they fucking hate each other because Standard, much like how Batman is supposed to be like one of the smartest people in the world, you know, he's the greatest detective in the world and all that kind of stuff. So we have it to where this guy here is you're right. Are we fucking losing you?
No,
no. So me too, right? This guy here is extremely intelligent as well, and he does the detective work kind of a thing or whatever. And he has this philosophy of whenever you work with superheroes, like they don't take a hit like you do. You have to be smarter about it, you know. So he's very much our thinker, right? And then you get this this monkey sidekick that comes in, just kind of fresh off the line, you know, and with all these other vet guys. And the monkey is hyper intelligent. That's actually a superpower he has. So the monkey's like really smug with him. And like he'll talk out his ass sometimes because he's like, yeah, I'm the smartest person in the room, and the monkey will like correct him. And I think it's like the first time the monkey corrected him, he's like, I fucking hate you now. Like you're my rival now.
And it's
so
like dumb shit too. Like
yeah,
Standard was
shit.
Talking or something like that, and it's just, what's the fucking berry? Like acai berry or whatever the hell. Like that's what the monkey pulls with Standard.
Oh yeah. Doesn't he correct his pronunciation? He corrects his pronunciation of acai.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And Standard's just like irrelevant. Like doesn't even it doesn't add to the conversation.
So it's that kind of a thing. So they fuck with each other. So even like on the there's like a little Easter egg on the cover down there where he's like flipping off the monkey.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a rivalry, and it's just kind of put in there for gags, because you will see the heroes like on their off time as well. So that's when they mostly fuck with each other, is on their off time. But you see them each time when they're actually in action, they're becoming more and more the heroes that we remember, because they're kind of getting their legs back, you know?
Yeah.
And but yeah, he has zero tolerance. He's our nocturnal hero. That guy.
Lux.
Yes.
So
Lux.
this the character was inspired by our buddy Matt. Matt's favorite characters were Daredevil and Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. And Lux is not those characters as far as powers are concerned. Let's just get that out of the way. We're not ripping anybody off. But Matt really appreciated some of the stories that like Matt Murdock went through, because Matt had some personal struggles, and just it's one of those things where you relate to the comics. Like, you don't necessarily see yourself in those characters, but you just relate to the situation. You relate to that bullshit. And it's almost reassuring having somebody go through that with you, even if it's fictional. So he very much wanted Lux to go through a lot of those struggles as well. So, just with that aside, character itself is
the character is, it's almost entirely a joke because he's again like this other like Omega level extremely powerful guy, and it would appear to be almost like a Johnny Storm or something like that, but it's not. That's the twist. So this is something that actually happened in real life, where that same buddy Matt had a full body yeast infection from a workout supplement that he was taking that I kept telling him fucking not to. But he was like, it's going to get me huge. So he was a really muscular dude.
But then
he is still actually, yeah. But he drank so much of it that it like messed up his stomach and ended up forming this, thing. Anyway. And so we would make this joke of like when he would come in and be like totally ready for work, and then he would like cough and it would contract his stomach and he'd bend over and be like, oh my God. And then he'd be useless for the rest of the workday. And we're like, he's more yeast than man now. And so, yeah, he's more yeast than man now. And he's like, fuck you guys. But then, after it went away and he went to the doctor and everything, it became this like inside joke, right? So the joke portion of Lux is that he does have a power. He does actually have a power, but his natural power is that he's an empath. And in his origin story, there's an alien entity that essentially attaches itself to him as a host, right? So he has essentially a symbiote, and it attaches itself to him because it could pick up that entity communicates telepathically, and it could pick up that he was an empath, that he could figure out what he was saying and what he was feeling. So he bonds himself to him, and the entity itself can create plasma. It can create and control plasma as a defense mechanism to defend its host. So that is why he can create plasma. It's essentially him bonding with this alien yeast that he has. So he literally has an interdimensional yeast infection. And because the government was trying to get that entity and it bonded itself permanently to him, he's now seen as being government property. So he is being forced to go out and be a superhero because he's so overly powered. And because it's a yeast-based thing, he started drinking whenever he started hearing voices and feeling emotions and whatnot when his powers started kicking in. And the yeast feeds off of that. So now he's a full-blown alcoholic. And that's actually that's where it gets a little darker, because in real life, he had to struggle with alcoholism. And he was like, you know what? One of the things that hit me in comics was Demon in a Bottle with Tony Stark. When Tony Stark dealt with his alcoholism, it was fucking destroying his life. And then again with Daredevil as well. And so that whole series. So he was like, I want to show that, like, what I had to go through, essentially, because now he's all totally cleaned up and his life is fixed and everything. Oh, yeah. And really good dude, but he knows comics. He's like, that was one of the more powerful things for me anyway. So if my character went through that, you can see that. So everything else about him essentially is a fucking joke. but then there is that other thing that kind of darkens that up. So you learn to take him a little bit more seriously as he's learning how to use his newfound powers.
Yeah, that's a trip. I mean,
yeah,
isn't like, when it comes to booze, like beer, isn't it actually made with, well, it's
beer itself is fermented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it technically yeast though? It's got hops, right? Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, but hops is a plant.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fermented, so it would be some type of yeast, I'm assuming. Yeah.
I know yeast is used in breads.
Yeah.
Yeast feeds off of sugars, which is basically alcohol.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Also.
That's true too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. That's pretty trippy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like these all these images of these characters. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Let's see. Nice.
Reverb.
Yep.
Me?
I don't know.
Is Reverb this trio?
Correct.
Yes.
That is their team name, essentially. They thought it was cool. is really what it is. So these guys here are all right. So back in the day, there was with Super Friends and whatnot. The Wonder Twins were added essentially to appeal to a younger demographic, and that's what their quote is on there. They were added to the Super Friends and all that, right?
Oh,
So
that's
these guys here, yeah, these guys here are they are the kids of members of the old team, the old superhero team that died. These are the twin children of those members, right? And this monkey is the son of the original monkey sidekick. So we paid tribute to the Wonder Twins, being that it was actually their parents, and now we have these guys here. So they have really big shoes to fill, but they are trust fund babies. So they're spoiled. They mean well, but these are our versions of like millennial modern day. They're not quite SJWs because I don't feel right writing that. I just don't like it. But they are modern day type of heroes, right?
Yeah.
And this is the like that. That's actually why they don't even have heroic uniforms on yet. They just go out there and skimpy outfits and whatnot, and they're more so like fighting crime so they can post it on their Instagram and shit like that. And
there's a lot of
taking selfies and shit with them. But now we're taking the modern day heroes and throwing them into a team with real heroes, and they're only on the team because they are super like overly powered. But oh yeah, they're crazy overly powered.
Oh.
But we're and that's one of the tropes now with SJW characters is every character they produce is overly powered, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we took that and we're like, okay, how are they going to work out with real classic hardened heroes, right?
Yeah.
So they get they get a few reality checks, definitely, and then you also kind of see that like they are trying, they just don't really know any better for the most part, so you kind of give them the benefit of the doubt there. But there is a question of, can you hack it? What would one of these new SGW heroes or whatever, or these new millennial modern day heroes, what would it take to make them a real superhero?
Yeah.
And that's what we're exploring in this one here.
When you're told your entire life you're amazing and you've never
Yeah.
actually been put to the test, what does that test look like? What are the results of that? And
Yeah, so it's like with her, how she's sitting there, she's holding a stop sign as like a battle axe, essentially. Like, yeah, it's funny that she's super strong and she can do that, but in all actuality, you're destroying public property. You got to learn how to fight crime without destroying a bunch of property. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this being their first promo art, there's a lot of changes that happen with this team. There's a lot of pulling their head out of their ass that happens with them.
and
So this is like they're almost like their before picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the monkey, is that a male or female monkey?
That's a male.
All right. And is he wearing like a vest?
Yes.
He is wearing a vest. Yes.
he's a hyper intelligent monkey, and how the story is, these kids were essentially taken care of by the senior monkey,
his dad, Boffo Senior. Yeah.
by Boffo Senior, and he took it as like an Alfred Pennyworth kind of a thing, where it's just like, these kids might as well be my kids. Like, I love these kids and I'm going to take care of them. Like, so what if they have a trust fund? Like, and I'm penniless. Like, I'm going to help these kids because they need someone. And Boffo Jr., the monkey, he saw that as beneath him. Almost took it like how Damian Wayne would take it or something like that, where it's just like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm on to better things. So he went to travel the world and discover himself, and he ended up landing in Japan for a while. So that's why he's got the top knot like a hipster. And the vest. He's just like, I am more sophisticated. I'm more well read.
He
he
is extremely intelligent. They are they're more like an evolved form of a monkey as well. And so to him, he didn't want to take over his dad's job, essentially, of being a sidekick. He's like, no, we're better than that. We're superpowered as well. We're super intelligent. So he goes off and goes to find himself and becomes like a professor and all this kind of shit. Extremely intelligent dude, but he's a super douchebag, and he's really pompous about it.
Yeah.
Well, when his dad finally died, he was still taking care of the kids. So then he inherited, like this guy here inherited the kids. So instead of it truly being like a monkey sidekick, now he's technically their guardian as well. But they still treat him like a sidekick because to them, they're like, we're superheroes and you're our fucking sidekick.
And like they originally grew up together, so it's like their little brother is now their guardian. And
exactly.
It's like,
Yeah, so he's like their little brother. And there's a lot of tension there with that. He resents every bit of it, but he does it like just kind of in honor of his father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my other question was, is that really a monkey man bun?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
When we came up with that idea, I was so happy. Like he was missing something, and he had the vest and everything, and it was just like, I don't know. I don't want to do a monocle because that feels like Umbrella Academy or something like that. Like I know that monkey doesn't have it, but that's what it feels like to me. I don't want to have to do that. And we're like, wait, he is a hipster, right? What do hipsters wear? Man buns.
Yeah, put him in a man bun. He's got this little paisley vest on. It's like everything he has is really expensive or like really exotic and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
His little tea set that he has,
Oh my god, the tea set.
He wears a kimono in the morning kind of shit when he does his little tea ceremony. Like he's that guy. You just kind of want to smack him. Yeah, he's that guy.
You want to smack him, but he's always at peace.
He's trying to be. That's kind of part of the gag. He tries to be that dude. He tries to be all like, I'm at peace, but like he also has to take care of the twins, and the twins are a pain in the ass.
I would say if we were to compare this to modern adaptation, you have Patrick and SpongeBob, and he is their Squidward.
he's their Squidward.
He's trying. But then you have these jackasses just wrecking the neighborhood, and he's just like, I just want to play my clarinet. I want you guys to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And when they go out there to do heroics and whatnot, like he has to go out with them, so he has to go out on patrol with them, and it's funny because they'll rag on him too because again they're like his older siblings, so when he's out in public and they're not being superheroes, they like make him wear a diaper and shit because
he's a monkey.
Monkey. So it's just shit that's like beneath him the whole time, but they do it to fuck with them because that's how teenagers are.
Put him on a leash, tie him to a pole outside. He can untie it, but it's just the idea.
Yeah, he's like, I have thumbs. What are you doing? like I taught you that knot. What are you doing, man? Yeah.
We're here to appeal to a younger demographic.
Yep.
Covers the before picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can see him flipping off the monkey there. In the background there. Yeah.
Looks being an emo shit, Havana.
Yeah. The twins hanging on the guy there.
Yeah.
So yeah, their parents were part of Patriot's original team. They were part of the team that died. So they grew up knowing Patriot. So that's why she's kind of hanging on him like that. Is he's like Uncle Patriot to them. Yeah. So, which also comes into play.
And it's also called the before picture because this is, when everything's not like roses and rainbows and before things hit the fan.
Exactly.
And we have the untitled variant.
Mm-hmm. This one was just, we had another artist, does fantastic covers, and we could not think of what to do. And I was like, you know what? We're leaning more into an anime style with this. Why not do the anime cover where you have the female protagonist looking like doe-eyed and just in thought, and then we have the two. How do you put it? Like the two men who
they're the most influential people in her life right now.
So,
but they're on two very different wavelengths, the two characters. So you have the one that's super hopeful, Patriot, and she looks up to Patriot. She used to read his comic when she was a little girl and shit like that. And then you have the other one who's very down to earth, but sees the world through a darker lens and is like, things aren't always beautiful and this and that. So he's another kind of a mentor figure to her, but he's kind of like brooding in the shadows and shit. So it's just showing that contrast.
She's having to balance her new job, and you have these two people influencing her life.
That's cool. This image is telling a story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So is that one.
Great.
That's gonna be technically in the book, not that picture specifically, but that scene. You always have to have the beach episode, so we're gonna have a pool party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's legitimately a pool party that happens in the comic.
Yeah.
As well.
Because I mean, after so much heroics, you gotta blow off some steam.
Yeah, you get that one day off essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. Got to get out there, get the fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great outdoors, as they say.
Yeah.
Physical perks. Every perk comes with at least one signed copy of the book with the cover of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
All three covers are available as high quality signed 11 by 17 prints. These 11 by 17 prints, do you expect it to be like on cardstock or Bristol board?
Not necessarily as thick as Bristol board. Possibly like a cardstock. I want it to be able to be an actual like frameable real thing. Not as thin as like a poster, but also Bristol board's pretty thick, you know. Yeah.
All character sketches are of a character of your choice, or you can get a sketch of yourself or a loved one drawn in the style of our comic.
Yep.
Out of curiosity, have you gotten any requests yet from people who want a picture of themselves with their favorite pet?
With their favorite pet?
Yeah.
No. I've not gotten a request for a pet. However, I did have a guy who bought a cameo tier to actually be in it, and instead of him, he wants it to be his dog. So,
Nice.
so there's going to be a dog just cruising around the city.
Yeah.
That essentially everyone loves. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll put a dog in there. It's fine. Yeah.
Every physical perk can also be selected as an add-on, so you don't have to worry about missing out on anything.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I like when people take advantage of the add-on feature. Some of the new creators, they don't realize it's even there, so they don't include it with their campaign. But
Yeah.
with add-ons, they're quite handy because it will often save a potential backer from having to back 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Trying to get every little piece that they're interested in. If you have the add-ons enabled, then it's more like an a la carte kind of thing. You get the bulk of what you want, the main collection, and then all the extra goodies can be acquired through the add-on feature.
And it took me I think I worked on this campaign for like 3 days.
And
I sat there and I
was,
did the
figuring out how to turn on the add-ons.
yeah, figuring out the add-ons and all that. And I sat there and did the math on like what would it be to ship and all this kind of stuff. So like with the add-ons, if it's like another book, that can still fit in a Gemini mailer. So if you add on another book and you're already buying a book, it's not going to add another thing of shipping. It's going to be free shipping if it's done as an add-on. Same thing like if you bought a print, you pay essentially the initial shipping for that, but you can add any of the other prints as well. It's not going to add anything. It's not going to be extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did all the math for you. So it literally is. That's actually the best way to explain it. What you said, it's an a la carte thing, and that's really what I wanted to do. So you just like a one-time checkout, and you're good to go. Yeah.
The cameo perks. This is important stuff. We want maximum customer involvement, so we made sure all the cameo perks are super affordable, and the lowest tier doesn't even have a limit.
Yep.
If you choose to fight a hero, you don't have to worry about only showing up in one panel. We'll flat out make you a villain and put you in a whole fight scene.
Yep.
The featured character will have written. The featured character we have written is a speaking role with multiple appearances, and is even featured in the second book.
Uh-huh.
If you choose to be the mayor, you'll have a speaking role with multiple appearances in at least the first 2 books as well.
And a gentleman snagged that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right.
I think that was like the 5th backer or something like that.
Yeah, they snagged that one up
fast.
really early.
Ooh, wow. Impressive. If you have great ideas for some dialogue or even a good joke or two, choose the video chat perk. We'll set up a live chat with you and go over your ideas to write up a great cameo appearance that we can all be proud of, or at least make fun of.
That kind of goes into the issue that we're having, like the gentleman who wants like the dark side level villain.
Yeah.
It's like, what? We already have these scenes laid out. We can't just throw that kind of villain in there. So what the video chat is, if you actually want to have a scene played out, that's what that tier is for. Where you actually build a scene, you talk about the story with us, we tell you what all we can fit in, because like the story's already done. We're just letting people be a part of it. So the scene is like an additional scene. You pitch your own scene that will add to the book.
Right.
So, yeah. Well,
it's not like how there's some of them. I think it's Sean Gordon Murphy. Sean Gordon Murphy, I think, had a video chat tier as well on his campaign for plot holes, and it was like $400, I want to say, but it was literally like, come chat with me, and I'm like, yeah, it's awesome because everyone knows who the fuck he is. No one knows who I am. So you're not paying for like the honor to chat with us. You're buying a cameo, a cameo in our book, but you actually get to work out with us. Like we'll do a video chat like we're doing right now, and you get to work out the scene with us, and you can pitch some dialogue. You can do this and this or whatever, and we'll work it in within the construct we already have of the story.
Yeah.
But it's not like, hey, you want to be a villain or you want to be a this and this or whatever. Cool. I already have something like that worked out. I'm going to put your face on this guy.
Yeah.
The video chat one is we'll work out the scene together.
Yeah.
So you get your own scene essentially. It's just Indiegogo doesn't let you type out that much. So it sounds really vague. So it sounds a lot more like you're paying, $200 to sit here and bullshit with us for a minute, which you're not. I mean, you can all day. You can
that's
bullshit
what our
with us,
podcast is for. The video call is for.
It's literally
story.
you're buying a scene in our book.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's totally custom for your character.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The child's fan art is near and dear to my heart. I have a great plan for it, but I can't say too much without giving anything away. Just know that your kid's fan art will be added in and received by our heroes, who will love it, thank your kid by name, and hang it up on their fridge. From there, I can't say much more, but it will be shown and referenced in all 3 books. Mm-hmm. We'll even write a special thank you to your child on the inside cover of your book. If this perk doesn't provide a memorable experience, I don't know what will.
Yeah, I think I actually said that very well. Eloquently.
All cameo perk backers will get their name added in a special appearances section in the back of every book.
Yep.
War Dance Comics is serious about providing not only a great story, but a truly memorable comic experience as well. So we got some cool scripts. What's so funny?
She's being a dork.
You were reading that, and I was just like, we here at War Dance Comics approve this message.
We here at War Dance Comics.
The stretch goals, $1,000. Spot UV covers. Unlocked.
Yeah.
At $2,000, there's a fan art contest. Unlocked.
Yep.
All backers are able to participate in the fan art contest. Our top picks will have their art featured as chapter breaks in the comic.
Yep.
Has that contest actually started already?
Yes,
that was our last. We actually just recorded a thing today, like a little video essentially explaining it. But yeah, it's officially unlocked.
Yeah, and we'll be posting that video tomorrow at some point.
Yep.
Oh, all right. So it's the video's recorded, but it's not uploaded yet.
Correct, but it is active. I think I actually did an update about it on the campaign itself.
Yeah.
I did an update so everyone's aware of it. We're just waiting for people to draw stuff.
Yeah.
I hope they do, to be honest. Like I'm this is all like, it's not that we are like, we need ideas and we need, no, we already have it done. We want to give that, what's that one extra thing that we can do for fans?
Yeah.
It's like, so with the cameos, we're already gonna draw these characters. We might as well make it look like you. We might as well make it look like someone who's actually involved in the book, who's helping us fund this book,
Who's that innocent bystander that's saved by a hero? Like, however many panels that is, that's you instead.
Yeah, it's
of
you
just
in
a
there.
random ass thing I'm.
And then when it comes to the chapter breaks, like, we have to have chapter breaks anyway, So I mean, why not throw in? I don't care. I'm not gonna be embarrassed if it's like someone's kid's drawing or anything.
Yeah.
Why not throw it in there? Because then that's gonna be theirs for the rest of their life. They're gonna be like, hey, I was in this comic.
And like issues, the chapters in issues are set up like floppy the trade paperback comics. So it's just like each chapter is supposed to be set up like a comic issue.
Yeah.
So it's like comics are known for having variant covers too. So why not have the fan art contest and like make those look like variant covers? Like this fan did this cover for us and that's a chapter break.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
we'll brand it and everything on there. So we'll have like the chapter 2, this and this, and we'll put all that stuff on there. But it's the art itself is going to be what the fan did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, why not? I mean, we're already going to do it anyway. We might as well, give as much as we can to the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to do. Like I was saying with the cameos, we're going to draw a person anyway. We might as well make it look like someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. I do like that idea, the chapter dividers being fan art. And along the lines of the children's artwork, I think that's cool because, when you look at that Umbrella Guys campaign, the case of the littlest umbrella, his daughter's artwork made it onto the cover or into the book, so it's pretty sweet to see. Like,
I thought that was really neat that he did that. Yeah.
Yeah, that literal actual artwork is in it for all posterity. Let's see. So, out of curiosity, have you guys already started receiving fan art?
No, we haven't received anything yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. No.
Alrighty.
We've received. I've received concept art for people who wanted cameos.
Oh,
So concept of their characters. Yeah, but that's it.
Alrighty. So at $3,000, there's trading cards added to every part.
Yep.
Nice. At $4,000 stretch goal, you tell us. We don't want to waste everyone's time and money with things our fans don't want. We want to know what you do want. Every stretch goal, $4,000 and up, is up to you, up to the fans. You guys tell us what you want to see, and we'll try and make it happen for you.
Yep. Actually, all of our stretch goals themselves right now, except for I did the first one, the Spot UV cover, but the having a fan art contest, that was a fan's idea. The trading cards, that was a fan's idea. The only stretch goal that I actually really wanted to do was the Spot UV. Everything else was, what do you guys want?
Yeah.
So whenever someone tells us that, I put it in there, and then I make it the next tier.
When the fan suggested a fan art contest, did they also happen to suggest that the art be included as chapter dividers?
Nope, that was my idea.
That was his idea because, like, respectively, I mean, being comic fans, having done fan art and, like, showing it to people and having people be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wow, way to make a fan feel special, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
we've
Or,
done some fan art for different projects and whatnot, and
Yeah.
usually it's just like, yeah, okay, like that's
Or-
it. You don't really see anything kind of back from that.
One recently for me did a contest and made it to round 2 and then just didn't make it to the final round, and the final round got included in the book and mine didn't. I'm like, really? I was this fucking close and you
Yeah.
couldn't include me in the book.
Oh,
So we don't want to leave people out. We want to do chapter breaks, and then everyone
Yeah.
else who didn't make the chapter breaks, you're still going to be in the book because we hate.
Yeah, we'll at least put your art like in the back,
Yeah. So
so at least you're still there. So you didn't
Yeah.
you didn't go through all that effort for nothing, because we
Yeah.
appreciate it. We appreciate everything. You
Yeah.
know.
yeah, definitely. I really enjoy campaigns that include fan art included in the book, even if it's at the back, because it's pretty sweet to see what other people come up with and what their visions are for them.
Yeah.
Right.
And like doing indie comics, like you don't have what Marvel and DC have with the ads throughout the book.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a good compensation for that, where just like you still get to see other artists and shit that submit. Just it's more organic.
Awesome. All right. So funding wise, everything is going into fulfilling the perks and feeding you guys.
Yep.
While I finish the one book. Damn. You set aside your life savings to try and make this dream a reality. Everything you get from the backers is going directly back in to further that dream.
Yep.
Yeah. Snoots, did you do all these little profile images?
I did.
They're pretty cute. I like them.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Mike's looking as evil as always. And Snoots is the innocent, happy-go-lucky person.
If I'm not killing a joke, it's not a good time. And if he's not intimidating someone, he's not happy.
It's true.
Jess and Bear. So they're the ones who are the primary users of the Twitter accounts.
WyzGyz is, yeah, he's the main Twitter guy. It's not just that social media is terrible, and I didn't want to have to deal with it, but because it's just the two of us doing this entire thing, and we're kind of like still going through, speed bumps and whatnot, and kind of learning certain tricks and whatnot as we go. It's so hard for us to be able to keep up with Twitter and Instagram and everything as well. And whenever we get a comment or anything like that, it's my customer service side kicks in, and I feel like if someone messages you or if someone says something, or you have someone who's already backed you and they have a question or whatever, you should get on that like as quickly as you can. And we can't if we're working the whole time. So they took over that for us, just kind of take things off of us. So I'm crediting them as well, essentially, as our hype people to keep it pushed out there, so we can just make the content and they can market it,
Jig's focus is on Twitter. Bear focus. Oh, Instagram. All right, there.
Yep.
It is. Hello, it's right in front of me. Wah, wah. All right.
Yeah, the only thing that that goes directly to me specifically is with the campaign itself. If anyone messages me or anything like that, that goes directly to my email. And then, so if anyone does back us, if you're a backer and you have a question or anything like that, it's going to be me specifically that you're dealing with. And I'm the owner, so if there's something we can do, I can make it happen. And then also the Facebook page. She and I specifically run the Facebook page.
Mainly.
So, yeah. But I have to sit at a fucking computer all day anyway, so that's all stuff that pops up for me. But, Twitter's a little too involved, and I don't know anything about Instagram. Because I don't take pictures of anything, so.
Yeah. And then So, does that mean you guys periodically or occasionally feed snapshots to each of your hype people so that they can share it with social media?
Usually that process is Michael posts something to the Facebook and then message our hype people, and then they'll check out the Facebook and they'll pull whatever post and just replicate it on the respective social media.
Right.
Oh, all right, nice.
Yeah, they're all monitoring the rest of the stuff. Usually if anything goes on like YouTube or Facebook or anything like that, they're really quick to get on it and share it out there everywhere.
Yeah. And they're following the page really closely, so half the time we don't have to message them. They're already sharing our post and sharing it on their personal thing, just trying to get the shares out there.
Most of the time they're already on it. Yeah.
I think yesterday GyzGyz was being a shit, so I was like, hey, can you share this link for me on the Twitter? And he's like, you do it. I was like, dude, that's your job.
Yeah, GyzGyz got banned again on Twitter too, though.
He was not happy.
What?
Yeah, he got banned from Twitter
on his personal
again.
Twitter, not on ours.
Oh.
He talks massive amount of shit, which is why he's our Twitter guy. He trudges through Twitter, and he likes starting arguments with certain people who like to deactivate accounts, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he trolls people. That was actually one big stipulation. I'm like, all right, now look, if you're running our stuff, you work for us, like you're representing our brand, so don't fucking get us banned on fucking Twitter, like just because you're disagreeing with people.
What is it? What's her face? There was this lady who posted on behalf of Nintendo America, and it was some like really controversial shit. And it's like, make your account private. Don't be tweeting stuff on behalf of your company. Don't be tweeting at work. And, GyzGyz has a good head on his shoulders, so whenever he does get banned, it's his own personal shit. It has nothing to do with us. So
half the time it's on purpose. Half the time he's like, "Fucking do it."
It's his hobby.
Do it. Ban me.
That's what makes him happy.
Yeah.
All right. I think I might have asked you before, but remind me how you guys came up with your logo for War Dance Comics with the ferret.
His favorite animal is rhinoceros. My favorite animal are ferrets and weasels of that sort, and we were trying to come up with a name for a while, and War Dance was kind of the default, and that was like the plug-in name while we were trying to think of a better one.
Yeah.
And we didn't think of a better one. That's really just what we had.
Don't be like, well, because we couldn't think of anything better. No,
we had plenty of ideas.
War Dance ended up actually being better than a lot of other things that we had thought of. And it is specifically like, I'm Native American, so, War Dance. And then when ferrets play, it's called a war dance. So it was kind of like an inside joke we had to begin with. And then it just stuck. Like, we couldn't think of something that trumped that fit so well. And we had already been saying War Dance Comics for however long. So we were like, fuck it, let's do it,
That works out really well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So credits. Oh, okay. Trailer credits, editing by Brett Weidman, voiceover by Kenneth Edward, music by Benjamin Tissot. All right, let's check out these tiers, these perks. I really enjoy when campaigns have a feature tier, because it's more or less like, at least the way I interpret it, the best bang for your buck. It's rarely ever the cheapest tier. It's rarely ever the most expensive tier. It's somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's usually like a middle of the road. Yeah.
Yeah, something in the middle that gives you the books and usually a couple little cool extras. Excuse me. And one of the benefits of a feature tier is, with everyone living their busy lives, there are many people who are, supporting crowdfunding that want to back these creators, but they don't always necessarily have the time to dig through and pore over the entire page and compare all the different tiers. Yeah. So sometimes, as soon as they see a featured tier, they scoop it up. So that's another benefit of the featured tier. Your featured tier starts off with a bang, and you get a speaking role in it.
Yep.
You're officially canonized as living in the Issues universe by being drawn into the comic and having a speaking role.
Yep.
You may say something cool, you may talk shit, or even tell a great joke.
You may get popped in the mouth for it.
Yeah, you may get fucking smacked for it.
Yeah. Your name will also be in the special appearances section in the back of the book, which we will sign and send to you with the cover of your choice. That's pretty impressive to actually get in and get a speaking role. And we discussed this last time. One of the really cool concepts about your universe, your Issues universe, is that every character you draw in becomes part of the story and becomes a resident of this city.
Yes.
And that's really trippy. So, I mean, you can pop in and out those characters as needed.
Exactly.
On what the story calls for.
Yeah, so if someone if someone does back this tier and they have a speaking role, I try to give them more like, if they're not going to be one of the heroes or not going to be one of the villains or whatever, and they're just doing like a speaking role, then you're a resident, and it's like, you know, you may work at, you know, the place that one of our heroes goes to, and we'll see you kind of bumming around doing your thing, interact with them.
That makes them coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Or I mean, you may not always just have such a lowly ass job like you serve me, peasant. No, but because our heroes, they're residents of this city too.
Yeah.
So, growing up in Monterey where I was, it's a larger, more spread out area. It's a larger city, but it has this weirdly kind of like a small town feel. And there's a lot of families there that have been there for generations, right? And my family was one of them. So everyone kind of knew each other, you know? You can kind of cruise around, you go down to the wharf and whatnot, and duck into one of the cafes there, and you know the people that own it. You know the people that work there. Everyone's like, hey, Mike, what's going on? So I want to kind of have that feel in there. So with why I wanted to make these people residents is, again, we're already going to draw people, you know? So we can make it you. Just have a nice little Easter egg. Oh, look, there's me in the background, right? But it's more organic with a speaking role if you're going through a city that someone, you know, goes, hey, you know, good luck out there today, that kind of shit. And it's like, oh yeah, thanks. But they're also like doing their job. Like we have one lady who, she wanted to own, or she has always wanted to own a, like a small, like local private brewery. So she bought a speaking role, and she essentially, her character runs this private small batch brewery right outside the city. So you see her, and she's like making deliveries and everything to like the cafe there, to the bar that Standard goes to, shit like that. She makes deliveries to the compound because we have Lux and he's a heavy alcoholic. So they all know her by name. Like, hey, Penny, what's going on? And yeah, so we'll have that in there. So it's more of like an organic thing instead of like a, you know, some shit happens. They're like, whoa, what was that? And I don't know. Get back, citizen. It's the last time you ever see them, you know? Like we'll have shit like that too, but it's like, it's more of an organic setting. Like these are actual people who actually exist, you know?
Yeah, that's an interesting concept. It's pretty cool sounding.
Thank you.
This one right here is Issues Volume 1, the graphic novel. So that's the book by itself.
Correct.
Printed. Now, you've also got a 2-pack, which is nice.
Yep.
And you even save $5 off of it. This is also handy for those of you who may not know if you're having to deal with international shipping. So you can go in with a friend on this. Each of you will get a copy, and then you split the shipping cost in half.
Yeah.
Of course, it can also be for those people interested in having one perfect, pristine copy that's never leaves a bag, and have the other one for you to read anytime you want.
Yep.
Mid condition.
Yep.
Then you've got the book and a print.
Yep.
Issues Volume 1. Plus you choose, let me see here. Issues Volume 1 with the cover of your choice. In Gemini, Comic Mailer, or other appropriate packaging for international backers. And one high-quality signed 11 by 17 print of your choice of issues cover art. High-quality signed 11 by 17 print of your choice. Okay. Rolled and mailed to you in a protective tube.
Yep.
The beach scene, was that a wraparound cover?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's going to be virgin or have a logo on it.
Or have the branding. I think the prints, more than likely the prints on that I'll probably have as being virgin.
Yes.
But she came up with this idea of how she wants to do, if we do the actual branding on the cover itself. And I really liked the way it looked. Like it looked really organic on there. So I may do branding as far as the actual cover, but the prints are more than likely going to be virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't by chance revealed what that branding looks like on it, have you?
It has not been
Not
revealed
yet.
yet. No.
All right. Okay.
I think depending on how many copies, we may just ask people like, hey, what do you want?
Yeah. I could actually do an update and just kind of show both things and be like, vote for one of them. You know, what do you guys think? Do you guys want a version or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Fans decide.
Yeah. Let them decide. I don't even know why I didn't think of that to begin with.
That's why you got your artist.
I know, man. I should have just asked. I've been sitting here like, God damn, do we do a virgin thing? I don't know. People like virgin covers, man. They do.
Yeah,
Fans
you might also do a poll on Twitter as well, and see which one people like too, and then combine all the numbers, and then get a final tally as to
do an
which one is preferred.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that actually. Probably have Jags post a thing on there because I don't know how.
Get drawn in, appear in the comic. By the way, when on the featured tier where you have a speaking role, does it also have a likeness of yourself?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah. So that's actually in our updates. I put my email, and it's like, so if you have a speaking role or any type of a cameo role, you got to shoot me a headshot. And tell me what you look like, tell me what your name is, and shit like that, so I can put it in there and make sure it's done correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Get officially canonized as living in the Issues universe by being drawn into the comic. Send a picture of your bright shining mug, we'll draw you in. Put your name in the special appearances section in the back of the book. Signed and sent with a cover of your choice.
Yep.
So this appear in the comic, that's part of the featured one, right? Featured tier, is it the same thing? Well, actually,
the featured one you have lines, you actually talk, and this one you do not. That's just to be in it.
Gotcha. All right.
Just get your lovely face.
All right. Is this image updated? Or is this the same one you have had?
I think it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't recognize this particular image.
Well, it's just a sketch. It's for the sketches that would be included. Just an example.
Yeah, and that's actually literally a sketch that she did.
Yeah.
She literally just sketched up one of the characters real quick to
I was
just kind
doing
of
a warm
show.
up, and when we were putting together these tiers, Mike's like, "Why don't you just pull from one of the infinite sketches?"
Yeah, one of the sketches you already did. So we use that just to kind of show like that it's a full character sketch and not just the head sketch.
That's a good distinction.
Yeah.
All right. Uh, Now, how is the sketch going to be done? Is it like all pencils? Is it going to have any ink?
It's whatever is going to tickle my fancy that day. It's I may do something simple and decide to go through with a pen and just make it more old. I may do a pencil and I may feel like just shading and adding more details with a pencil. I may end up doing an ink. Just whatever I feel fits with that drawing.
Yeah.
So
she's pretty killer as far as like pen and paper, like analog. She's really, really good with that.
my bread and butter.
Yeah,
man.
one of her big background things is doing like charcoal, and which is like photorealism with charcoal is fucking unreal to me. But that's just kind of one of the things that she does that she fucks with. So yeah, so it's more so kind of like you tell us what character you want, and she'll do something special for you.
Yeah.
And then it's done on. It's not in the book. It's not like, you know, where, because say, what if you want the book just to be able to keep? You know, it's not going to be on the inside of the thing. It's all fucked up. It's something that you can actually have that you can frame as well. Yeah. And that'll be on a good card stock and everything too.
Yeah.
Not just like printer paper.
And it won't just be like an offhand sketch. Like a lot of people will bring like sketchbooks to Comic-Cons and get like artist signatures and ask for like a quick little something.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that. When you are getting a sketch, you're getting a good sketch. So back to your question of what all is going to be, it's going to be whatever I'm doing that day. So but whatever it is, it will be good, it will be thoughtful, and it will be thought through.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't half-ass our stuff.
No.
We really don't.
Well, that's good. That's good. You wouldn't want to. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to ask, what is the dimensions of the sketch?
I believe it's comic dimensions. So what is that, like 10,
So
10 by
it's-
6?
It's roughly 10 7/8 by 6 1/8, I think is the dimensions.
Yeah. Comic dimension.
Yeah. So you can probably buy a 8 by 11 frame and just put it there.
And that was actually more so like we thought about, like, a lot of times whenever people get a sketch, it's either in the book, like a head sketch in the book, or it's on like a sketch card, which is roughly the size of like a postcard, you know, or even smaller. So we wanted to do something bigger than that, something that we can, you know, get a good, decent like card stock for. Something that, like, we looked up sizes of frames, so if someone wanted to frame it, it's easily frameable. But also, it's a good size, but not too big to be able to fit in the Gemini mailer with your book, so that way you don't have to pay extra shipping.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
we can put it in there, we can protect it, and mail it in the same Gemini mailer, so it all comes at once.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Good deal. We got 3 books. You get one of every cover. That's nice.
If you can't decide.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For those collectors. Because there's always that collector.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, people are into variant covers. I mean, you never want to go overboard. My personal opinion is you never want to go more than 3 max. If you're a first-time creator, first-time Indiegogo campaigner, maybe 2 max. But you never want to go more than 3 because it becomes a big handful.
We specifically did the artist style, so I'm doing the comic, and I did a cover to kind of reflect the interior art. We didn't want to do a bait and switch, so roughly depicts the interior art. We did another variant cover by another artist that, like we were telling it kind of tells a story. It gives you a visual summary of what that book is, and then you have to have the OVA cover, just the ladies. It's a sexy lady
fan
cover.
service. You got to have a fan service thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Those are our 3 covers. You got
and we made them so distinct from each other as well, to where I don't want people to feel pressured to buy, like, I mean, I'm a shitty salesman, I guess. I'm trying to be more like, just buy what you want. So if you want just the regular, just kind of happy-go-lucky one, you can get that one. If you want the more serious one, you can get that one. And if you're into more so ladies in bikinis, get that one. So they're all very distinct, so you know exactly what you want. You know, I don't want people to feel pressured to have to buy all of them, because on the inside it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same exact story. You know, so unless you want multiple copies for whatever reason, you know, you don't feel pressured to have to buy up everything that there is.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people out there that have, like, you know, 9 or 10 friggin' variant covers, but it's like the book's going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So just buy what you want, man.
Unlike other campaigns as well that may have 36 to 50 pages, we're going to have probably pushing 100 by the time we're done.
Yeah,
so,
I tell people it's bare minimum 80 pages, and realistically it'll probably be closer to 100 and maybe even more.
like, this is a graphic novel. It's not a trade paperback. It's not a staple bound thing where a lot of those people will get 7 different variant covers because they're just like they're
the little
thin.
guys. Yeah,
but this is a graphic novel, so keeping that in mind as creators, we don't want people to have to buy 4 variant covers. Postage is going to be like this big, books are heavy.
Yeah,
we're trying to keep that kind of shit in mind for the customer.
Yeah.
So for volume 1 alone, it's going to be likely over 100 pages.
Yes.
Volume 1, bare minimum 80 pages. The more people that back for cameo tiers, that's more that could possibly get added because of, like, you know, if they're fighting a hero, like we had, okay, like the guy who wants to be like Doomsday, essentially, who just told me that, okay, no, I kind of have to fit that in. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so we already have a scene. There's already a scene that these heroes were going to be in, but you can't just have a guy be like, hey, check me out, I'm just like Doomsday, and then get knocked out really quick. Like, you got to kind of, like, you need a big enough panel. You need to have enough, you know, in there to really show that and do that justice, you know? So I'm fluctuating kind of like the amount of pages that are going to be used because of how big this scene has become. If not a lot of people back the cameos and the fight a hero and whatnot, it becomes a lot smaller of a scene. You know, so bare minimum it'd be about 80 pages, or at least 80 pages, excuse me. But with the backers that we have right now, and me actually like, okay, I'm going to extend this scene. It's not like we don't have the scenes already. It's just to what extent will that scene play out, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be up to anywhere from 80 to like 120, depending on how many backers we get for cameos.
What is it, friggin' Jay and Silent Bob, how many deleted scenes they had with, like, just all fitting in all the little cameos and all the improv and stuff that was just completely gutted from the movie. They just didn't have the time for it.
Yeah, true. So is this going to be perfect bound?
Yes. Yeah, perfect bound.
All right.
Yep.
Good deal. You got the tier for Fight a Hero.
Yep.
Excuse me. Want to start shitting the Issues universe? Then this is the part for you. Send us a picture of your mug. Pick a power. We'll have you appear as a villain. We'll even put your name in a special appearances section in the back of the book, which we'll sign and send to you with the cover of your choice. All right. Good deal. Only 5 slots open. Anyone who wants to be a villain, who's ever wanted to be a villain, with no repercussions and no responsibility.
Or a shit-talking hero that's a rival to the other
you
heroes.
can actually be a rival hero as well. We have one guy who actually wanted to be a rival hero who had turned and become a villain, and I was like, yeah, okay. It worked. Like the way he described it, I was like, you know what, that's organic. That works. I can do that, definitely.
Yeah, we found a beautiful spot.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so we're fitting him in really good. We're hooking him up.
Oh, nice.
God, I love that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And personally, like, this whole experience, I love seeing other people's ideas because we have this universe built out, and we definitely have our plot points. So whenever fans come in and say, "Hey, I want this," we're like, "I know where you're gonna go."
Yep,
So
I know exactly where that'll fit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's so awesome to have people like not only take interest but like get involved in community. I love community as much as I'm an introvert and I hate people. I love it when people give a shit and actually care about each other, and there's this symbiosis that happens, and just I love that. I love having people interact with this story that we've been working on for so long.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good tier. Only 5 slots remaining on that one, so get in on that. Your child's art featured. Is your child a comic book fan? Do you want to have their art immortalized in the issue's universe? Our heroes will receive your child's fan art in the book. Thank them by name and hang it on their fridge. Any more info would be spoilers. This is an extremely important tier, and the art is guaranteed to appear in all 3 volumes of issues. Nice. I couldn't have expected this to have been scooped up by now.
I know, right? Like I'm dying to do this, and I don't just want to use generic art. I want to actually have it belong to someone. And I'm kind of bummed out it hasn't been scooped up yet. I really want to do that. I want to make somebody's day, man. You know?
This one kind of blows my mind too, because we had a friend of ours buy a speaking role for her kid, and we're like, "Your kid's 3.
Yeah, your kid doesn't talk. What are you doing?"
Yeah, and like I kind of sat there for a second. I was like, "You could have bought the child's art tier, because this kid draws like a motherfucker, and it doesn't talk." And she bought him the speaking role instead. I'm like, all right.
I mean, not to not be grateful. Like we're super grateful for any of our things, but
that was all.
Yeah, it was very much like, really? Yeah, you sure? You think he's gonna learn that many words by the time I gotta put him in? But
no, we figured it out.
Yeah,
that kid's got a golden little cameo.
We hooked him up. He's got a cool little cameo.
But yeah, we've had so many people also be like, I want to buy this for my little brother, my little sister, my niece, my nephew, but nobody's actually done it. So I really want this to happen. Somebody needs to do it.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys take a moment to, ask that person who requested the speaking role and see if she wanted to switch tiers?
Oh no, I did flat out tell her because she's a friend of ours. I was like, dude, really? Come on.
And she's like, it's fine.
No, it's okay. We'll let someone else's kid do it. We know you personally. It's fine.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking it would be sort of cool to do something like that, but all my kids are now full-grown adults. But one of my girls, she did this drawing shortly after I got married. Yeah, and it's like a family portrait basically. It's pretty funny.
Aw.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it would fit, but at the same time, I think it would be better suited to someone who's got a younger child.
Yeah.
But it's a cool tier.
That actually would be funny if someone bought the child's art thing, but their kid's 45. Well, he's like, here, draw something.
That'd be the ultimate.
Well, mine's 22 now, but she drew it when she was, I think, 14.
Yeah.
So, I love anything they draw. Let me see here. Issues video chat. Video chat with us.
Yep.
Want a speaking role but don't want to get stuck saying something lame? This is the perk for you.
Yep.
You'll get a private video chat Q&A session with the creators of issues where you can pitch any lines or jokes you have for your character to say. You'll also get a signed copy of the book and your name in the special appearances section. So issues cover of your choice have a speaking role in issues, and a video chat with the creators.
Yep.
I mean,
That's the one where they can essentially pitch their own scene.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think this is more practical. I mean, even with like the Sean Gordon Murphy tier where you can chat with them. I mean, are you really going to be able to have a conversation and ask questions that haven't already been covered in all their multitude of other interviews?
Right, yeah.
I mean, are you going to really get much excitement out of that? I don't know. Maybe not. I guess if it's like your quote unquote hero, it might have a different impact on you.
Yeah.
But then they also say, you know, you don't always want to meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
made that mistake.
Video chat with us. Yeah. Out of curiosity, is there a particular time limit? Like,
No.
are you going to try cramming it to like 15 minutes? Or?
No, hell no.
Oh,
15.
that kind of timeline.
Jesus Christ. I wouldn't even be able to. Dude, you've heard me try to pitch this story. I can't.
What's your elevator pitch 30 minutes later?
In fucking 15 minutes. I had almost a friggin' nervous breakdown when I was on Malin's show, and they're like, you know, each one of you gets 10 minutes to pitch the thing. And I was like, fuck, man, I can't even. Are you kidding me? I can't even form a fucking sentence in 10 minutes, man. Yeah.
Were you guys on the most recent Malin ComicsGate?
No.
He
All right.
only brings on people who aren't funded yet, and because he did a low funding, then he's just like, well, you guys are technically funded, so.
Yeah. On that one, he wanted to bring in people that were, I don't know, I guess still struggling or something of that nature.
Yeah.
But
Good point. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that is a caveat.
yeah, I mean we're all struggling. We're all struggling a little bit though, man.
Sometimes it seems like you get about 5 minutes, but I guess it depends on how well you flow and how well you convey your elevator pitch, and it's often helpful to have a really good solid intro video that you can play, but you also have to have your video ready to share.
Right.
Otherwise it just delays the the promotion of the book.
We were on a stream recently where it was like, so why don't you talk about issues? Okay, so we're talking about issues, now we're talking about Star Wars, now we're talking about Pokemon, now we're talking about hentai, now we're talking about issues again 2 hours later, and now we're talking about Star Trek, and it's like, great pitch, guys.
Yeah, that was
good job.
That was a great stream, though. That was a really good stream, hilarious. But it went on for like so long.
But it had like barely anything to do with our comic.
Because it was like the second we had mentioned something, and the host would be like, "Hey, you know what that reminds me of, actually?" And he'll fucking start talking about this other shit. Yeah, all right.
Jax was on that stream, and somebody mentioned Pokemon, and he was like, "Fuck Pokemon! Digimon is where it's at."
Talking
and then
about
the chat
Digimon
blew up
and
in Digimon. And everybody's talking about anime.
Oh my!
And we're just like, oh, but issues.
Yeah. It happens, man.
Oh yeah. As you probably well know, my channel tends to go off on tangents as well.
Yep.
But that's where the fun's at too, so we can't really complain.
Do you mind my asking what stream you were on when that happened?
Raging
for that
Golden
one there,
Eagle.
Raging Golden Eagle, yeah.
Oh really?
Fun.
Oh my
Very
god.
very much known for his rants.
Yep.
I mean, again, we loved it. We had a great time. Not talking shit about the channel or anything. It just very much was a like. It probably took a good hour and a half to just pitch legitimately our stuff.
Yeah, and that was in between all the other rants.
Yeah, that was in between all the other things. Yeah.
And we felt bad because this guy comes in at the end of the stream, and we didn't realize he was there to pitch his own shit. So it's like, okay, so we're 3 hours in. We're gonna call it a night. No, we have to spend another hour talking about this gentleman. We're like, oh no,
Yeah.
we are so sorry.
It wasn't even our fault though.
But we took so long talking about issues and stuff, and we didn't
Yeah.
realize there was this other guy on there.
That
So
poor guy. He had a good
Yeah.
looking book though.
he did.
It looked good.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Sim, and he was doing I
Oh,
forget what the hell it's called.
Going now.
Yeah,
The Tales of Nat or something like that.
Natverse. Yeah, the Natverse.
Natverse,
Yeah.
yes.
It was cool. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. RGE is he covers a lot of topics in his streams.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Oh man, dude, I was hurting because it started really late anyway. So like towards the end of it, man, I was like, I actually recently rewatched it just to kind of like make sure we didn't totally make fools out of ourselves. And I was like falling asleep at the end of it because the other guy was talking the whole time, so you see me, and I'm just like, just slowly fucking fading down. I was all in the chat, and I'm like, I'm so hungry, like in the chat. I was so hungry, man.
And then the stream closes, and we're sitting backstage, and our Twitter guy keeps talking with them, and
Yeah,
they're having a
Our
good
boy
time.
keeps talking.
And
Everyone's
me and
still
him are
yapping.
just like
We're
food
like,
sitting on the
"Peace
counter.
out,
I'm
dude."
so freaking hungry.
We just slowly like stepped away and clicked off. We're like, we're done. Goodbye.
Think you've been a good host. We got to eat. We're starving.
You've been great.
Was Snoots poking you with a prod, a stick or something to wake you up?
No, I was trying to hang on. I was doing like a channeling my inner, like back in the day when I was in the army and we used to have these like super long-winded safety briefings and shit. So, and like you get in a lot of trouble, man. They really frown on you falling asleep during a safety briefing.
Oh,
Most of the time because it was your fault. So I was just like kind of trying to like, like kind of pull myself back up by the eyelids. Fucking
Oh my
be
God.
like, yeah, I'm like, you see me nodding like I'm like trying to be part of the thing, and someone says something, I'm like, yeah, and I nod and just kind of get slower like that, and then I'm like, yeah, what? What's up, dude? It was pretty painful to watch.
Oh my goodness.
It's one of those things where you watch a movie and you're like, oh, that line is really funny. It's improvised, and the actor behind the scenes is, dude, I was so ready to be done. My foot was broken or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah.
It's like you don't know behind the scenes. So like the stream looked fine.
Or
It
like
was fine.
with Indiana Jones, where he shoots the dude in the sword fight because he needed a shit.
Yeah.
Because he had to go take a shit. Yeah,
We had one of those moments. It looked fine, but
Yeah.
we were fucking done.
Cool. Very cool. I always have a good time checking out all the tiers that I missed out on. So it's cool to see the ones that are sold out but are kind of grayed out, so you know there's no chance of getting it anymore.
Yeah.
There was a chance to be a featured character. Cool. And then, as you mentioned earlier, you get a chance to be the mayor.
Yep.
That's also sold out. Nice.
That was another one where we got a special request from that gentleman, and we were just like, "What? Yeah, we can put it in the book." Wait, really?
I love the special request. So he goes, all right, so I already kind of had it thought out of like, what the mayor's going to do essentially. But I like to have a personal touch of like who the actual person is. So I was like, okay, what kind of a mayor would this guy be? And he goes, look, I don't care what all you do. I have one request. I want on my desk, I want there to be a lobster lamp. I just want there to be a lobster lamp on my desk. And I'm like, really? Is there anything to that? And he's like, nope. Just no explanation. Lobster lamp, however you want to do it. I'm like, you don't have like a picture or anything? Nope. Just whatever you want to do. So I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, okay. So I had to write it in. I had to make it to where there's a lobster lamp, and we know exactly how it is now. I actually wrote like a little joke with it as well. That does bring attention to the lamp in the office as well. But then I realized like, okay, well now we not only have a younger mayor, but he's eccentric. So now I know we have an eccentric mayor that I'm writing. So he's going to give these like long-winded speeches about, dumb shit, stupid shit on there.
His,
lobster lamps and whatnot.
His girlfriend brought a cameo, so we're gonna have his girlfriend be like the sexy secretary kind of thing. So we have this eccentric mayor and the sexy secretary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they both got a tier, and that's actually really cool. It's really cool how we're doing that. How we're having them like, you know, I'm modeling her kind of like in my head after the mayor's secretary in Powerpuff Girls.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, where like
yeah.
it never shows her face or whatever, but she's like super hot. So we're having that, and then we have him being this like super eccentric, crazy mayor. It's
Cool.
fun. I like to have fun.
Him, his lady, and his lobster lamp.
And his lobster lamp.
Yeah.
God, I love this.
I
Yeah.
can't help but imagine like a lobster standing up on its tail and
That's part of it.
holding its claws kind of in an elegant Greek goddess pose.
Coming out from the shell, and the cupids are like holding something
I would,
covered up. Freaking birth of Venus.
I would love to actually say what I'm gonna have it be, but I don't want to do any spoilers on it.
Yeah, definitely don't.
It's good.
It's gonna be magnificent.
But I feel like the birth of Venus lobster is a good second.
Yeah.
Cool deal. Let's catch this trailer once more.
Ooh.
This fucking trailer. Oh shit.
Hello? Yep, it's good. Flick, flick, flick. All right, it's
Flick,
working.
Flick, flick.
We're doing a trailer for a comic. How's that work? All right, whatever. In a world marred by personal politics, where heroes have been reduced to a novelty, one team of superpowered misfits will set out to right the wrongs of their pasts, and once again remind the world what it truly means to be a hero. A young special agent assigned to investigate a god searching for the truth of her father's death. What the hell is going on here? The most powerful being ever known, hoping to regain the trust of the country he loves, accused of murder. Best friends trying to maintain a sense of justice under the eye of an easily manipulated public. Cavalier twins trying to honor the legacy of their fallen parents. ... And a monkey. The hell is this garbage? Issues. Volume 1. Only on Indiegogo. Nailed
I
it.
love it.
One little extra special piece on there. So when he says ... and a monkey,
Right.
so I had the lines written to where like he would pause and be like, and a monkey, what the hell? And he, because we got him drunk, he said ... when I had an ellipses in there as his line.
Right.
So, dude, oh my god.
I think
It took so long to piece that dialogue together. We had to edit the shit out of that.
There was one take straight up where it's just like, all right, we need you to do the twins dialogue again. So he's like, and he couldn't say Cavalier
Couldn't say
anymore.
it
Like we
all,
have
dude.
one good take of him saying Cavalier, and that's it.
Yeah, he actually only said Cavalier one time. Like
Yep.
we had to splice that in there.
Because and not
He was
calling this
so
man
gone,
an idiot,
dude.
we got him drunk. It's
Yeah.
not his fault.
It's
we were inspired.
Yeah.
When you listen to the trailer, it sounds as though he wasn't super drunk, and it almost sounded like he might have knocked it out in 2 or 3 tries. But
No, well, in the first place, we were trying to figure out like what voice we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so he was going through these different voices and talking constantly, man. I've never actually had to work with a voice actor like that I didn't know, that didn't already have organic dialogue with me. And he comes in and he's just like blowing through all these different things. I'm like, dude, chill your ADD ass out. I'm trying to like figure out what you're even saying. Like at this point, I don't even know what his real voice sounds like. He just keeps going through all these different voices. He does a really good Rick Sanchez, all this kind of shit. And then I was like inspired by, he does this one voice. And I was like, you sound just like I can never remember his name. Will Arnett. You sound
yes.
just like Will Arnett.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, really? Who? And I had to play like Will Arnett stuff for him. And I'm like, the dude who does BoJack Horseman. And then I got inspired and I was like, oh, what if we do it like that? Right. But like to kind of chill him out, I busted out with a bottle of bourbon. And it was like my favorite bourbon. And I poured him a shot and I was like, you know what? I'll have a shot with you. Just kind of chill out. And he started getting lit like really quick. And then we end up killing the bottle. And he's like, what is this? How strong is this? Some strong shit. And I'm like, really? So I can handle my alcohol a lot. And he was like, yeah, it's got to be, whatever proof. And I was like, no, I think it's only like 80. And I look at it and it's 120 proof. And I'm like, oh, shit.
It's time to do lines.
Yeah, you're probably pretty well gone. So let's have you do some lines before you fall asleep. And then he did. And I fed him to kind of sober him up a little bit. But he did the lines.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it took a while to splice it all together. Like I didn't realize that I was gonna knock him out like that.
Do you have like behind the scenes footage of the creation of it?
No, we have the
recordings of it.
Yeah, we have the whole recordings of it.
It's a good 3 hours of us just bullshitting and yeah.
You mean
trying to get him into character and everything?
Yeah.
3 hours coming up with different voices to try.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we sifted through all of that just to piece together this joke trailer essentially. So luckily we didn't want it to be a serious trailer. We wanted it to actually be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Or else that it just never would have worked out. But I'm proud of him. He stayed in character the whole time too, though. So,
do you think he could have pulled it off without drinking?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But just we happened to be drinking, and it got to a certain point where it
was more so for my sanity because like I was trying to figure out what voice to have him do.
Gotcha.
And while I was trying to think and trying to piece together of how he should say the lines. He also wouldn't shut the fuck up. So I was like, here, drink this, man. Yeah. And
it took Mike a while to realize that it's not that guy was nervous talking. That's just how he is.
It's just that he talks
always
constantly.
Just like, hey, what's going on? Oh, look, there's grapes. Yeah, I like grapes. Did you know that grapes?
Yeah. Did you know it was like this? Like, dude, will you stop, man? No, he's actually a really good dude, though. He actually since then had come over. Like, that was his first time coming over. It was just for business. But since then, he's come over, had dinner with us. He's played video games with us since then. Yeah. He's a good dude. He pops in on the streams every now and then. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Nice. Yeah. And it sounds like you guys did a great job with the editing because it sounds like it flows nicely and goes together. That's right.
That's that hard work, man. Because that actually, like, we actually spliced together like mid-sentence on a couple of those things. Yeah, straight up. Oh yeah, hey, you should refresh that page. Refresh that page real quick.
Damn, nice.
Boom. Hit that stretch goal. So now we got to make cards.
Huzzah. Nice. That is awesome.
Yeah, we had it refresh on our side over here, but I wanted to save it till the end.
Was that did that happen after we started the stream or was it?
Yeah. No, it was during the stream. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it's totally awesome. Thank you. If you're still listening, thank you so much. Like, we do legitimately appreciate it. Like we had stated earlier, like we have our savings poured into this. So anything that comes to this is supporting us and our ability to continue to do this.
Yeah.
So it's deeply appreciated. It's not like we're the underdogs in this, and we're really trying to do this as a labor of love for the fans to give back to the fans. So anything that we actually get is insanely appreciated. And the cards, so can I talk about this for like a second?
Yeah. Feel free.
So the cards was actually there was another guy. He was one of the guys who actually got me into comics back in the day when we were kids, right?
Ooh.
And he was like, you know what you ought to do? So he suggested a stretch goal for us. He goes, you ought to do cards. And I was like, really? I'm not a big, I don't want a bunch of extra stuff with my thing, so I didn't really think about it. And he goes, no, they're actually coming back now. People really like that stuff. Like back when we were younger, you remember the cards were like the X-Men cards in the 90s when they had all their stats on the back and everything like that. They had a quick little blurb of who that character is. Yeah. He's like, people really like that shit. You know, and you guys got good art, and you know, you could do up a good little thing for each one of your characters there. So I like to go above and beyond for the fans. So instead of doing like for this stretch goal, you have 2 cards, and then we'll throw in 2 more cards on the next stretch goal. No, we'll do the team. You know, we'll just do the team for you, and we'll do up some good little stuff there. You know, just kind of like going above and beyond, and that way we can make room for the next stretch goal. So that was a fan that said he wanted to do that. So I'm going to do them in the style of like the old 90s X-Men cards.
How many cards are there going to be total?
9.
No, 8 for this one.
9.
8.
Oh, yeah.
Who's 9?
7 reverb.
You want to do them all on one thing?
Isn't reverb together?
Or is
if not, it's 9.
Is there going to be a 9th card that has the entire team, like a group photo?
Ooh.
Well, like there's 9 characters, right?
Is there?
Patriot, Standard, Hunter, Havana, Boffo, Haste, and God damn it,
Lux. Haste and Lux. That's 8.
Really?
Right?
We have the group photo.
let's go down to the group photo. Count them.
9. Do you remember the monkey?
Yeah.
All right.
Is there 9?
Yeah.
I thought there was like 9, unless I double counted someone. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you got your Speedster, you've got Anne, Patriot, Haste, Standard, Lux.
And the team, yeah. 8.
Oh shit, there's 8. Yeah.
Boom. 8.
Damn it.
Told you.
Oh.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah. See, that's what you did last time too. The 9th character is a spoiler that you shouldn't be talking about.
Well, I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be 8
there'll
cards.
be 8 for the main team.
I double counted Haste. All right. I see where I erred in my ways.
See, I'm used to her being wrong, man. But when you agreed with her, it got me fucking second guessing shit. I was like, do I not know my own characters?
So 8 cards.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet. So hit another stretch goal right on. Congrats.
Very excited. So whoever that was, thank you so much.
Absolutely. The wraparound cover is by Valerie Bayou G. Is this a guy or a gal?
It's
a guy.
Oh, all right, Valerie. Huh.
Yeah.
Then we've got the untitled variant cover by the same person.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that, and the way you described it too. This one's cool too. Cheesy smile and everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Big old toothy.
Yeah, we had to have him blushing and have the big sparkle in his teeth and everything.
Nice. All right. I think we can wrap this up here. I am going to give you the floor. Please share with the world how you can be found on social media.
Oh.
So, you can find us on most platforms as War Dance Comics. On Facebook, War Dance Comics. On YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. We are War_Dance Comics. You can find a lot of that stuff on our Indiegogo as well, as most of the stream has been about. Did I miss anything?
I can be found on Pornhub as Mocha Boy Thunder.
Okay. Is that also your OnlyFans?
His OnlyFans, yeah.
My OnlyFans.
My OnlyFans is ferrets.
It's
ferrets
literally
just playing.
that. It's just a room of ferrets.
Ferrets sleeping all day.
With a sign saying you have wasted your money. Rethink your life.
That would be a trip to do something like that.
Right?
Literally have that kind of sign on it too.
Yeah.
Wasted your money.
You've wasted your money. Rethink your life.
Uh,
Look
That-
in the mirror.
that'd be a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter, WyzGyz tweets, Twitch under WyzGyz Twitches, Parlay under WyzGyz Parlays, Facebook and YouTube under WyzGyz Entertainment. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and mark the bell for notifications. Indicate that you want all notifications, not just none. And thank you all in the chat for hanging with us. Thank you all who watch this on replay. And thank you to our very, very special guests, Mike and Snoots.
Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you very much for having us back.
Back this book, Issues, Volume 1. We are ending broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Hail chat.